Hi friends, welcome to Comics Odyssey, and today I want to look at this beautiful hardcover comic I got a little while back. It's called Batman Black and White, and the idea is that it's an anthology of various artists who were basically given the opportunity to make a Batman story, a few pages long, and it's all in black and white. Here it says, with talent of this caliber, there are no gray areas. It's a little pricey for a hardcover with a dust cover. $50 American, 66 Canadian. But it was printed and bound in Canada, it says, which is a little frustrating that we should have to pay more. I remember reading comic books from garage sales when I was a kid, and there were always like these ads in the back for I don't know, X-ray goggles or whatever it was, and it always said not available in Canada or something like that. Does not ship to Canada or something. So there must have been like some shipping restrictions, or just it was just too expensive to do business through shipping in Canada. And I think it contributed to inferiority complex as a Canadian. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, but hey, all of that is outside my control. Anyway, just absolutely beautiful illustrations here. I don't remember the names of these characters, but just the design of this, beautiful composition, just a gorgeous pose, very like graceful. The lighting, it's very evocative. The perspective here going off into kind of a cloud base over at the top, just gorgeous. And I'm not sure what this technique is. It seems some kind of like airbrush or something, because there's all these small dots. To me, it looks like, if you've seen some of my other videos that where I use spray cans, spray paint, it looks a little bit like that. By the way, I invite you to subscribe to where you're listening to this, whether it's Substack or YouTube. There are links below to my comic books that I'm working on and that are now available for sale. And if you subscribe to the newsletter, on especially the comicsodyssey.substack.com, you will get behind the scenes look on how I make these comics, and you'll get first notice on when these comics come up available for sale in the various formats that are coming up. Have big plans for Comics Odyssey, lots of stories planned, so get in on the ground floor. You'll get to see like the growth of all this, and also my growth as an artist. So thanks for your support. I want to see who's so the first story, Tradmore. I became aware, so it's written by James Tynion, illustrated by Tradmore. Now the stories in these are cool, so some of them are better than others, but really you can just get this book and just spend hours just looking at pages. Now Tradmore I've seen his work a little bit. I never bought his books yet. I was a little bit slow on the uptake. I'm not like hyper connected to what's going on in comics, but I've seen his work on a Silver Surfer. I don't know what independent work he's done. I'd be interested in looking at that. But yeah, his work is very liquidy, is how I'd describe it. All the lines are like very wobbly. Everything flows. If you look at these ninjas here, it's just flow, right? Perspective work here is just amazing. The command of the contrast. It reminds me of like the Sin City series, which I'd love to own. At least a couple of volumes of that. The first two, I think, are really the best. But just more tedious in a way, not in a negative way, but yeah, just gorgeous. And even though it's a lot of undulating lines, there's a lot of precision involved here. Here we've got a very strange tilting of cameras. Like the camera work is just masterful. And here we go upside down. They jump. These ninjas jump, and so they do somersaults. So he flips the camera upside down. It's just very disorienting, and it's very cool. Here, Batman's cape. It's like a Dr. Seuss mushroom or something. Very, very, very trippy. I'm not going to be going through slowly for everything. I'm just mesmerized by all the work here. This is one of the standouts, and they put it first. So it kind of like tells you what you're in for. This is the kind of experience you're about to have. Like this is going to be a trippy reading experience. And then they have a little write up on all the artists. J.H. Williams III. I'd never seen him work in black and white, which is really grayscale here, which is a technique that I've been playing with a lot, using the ink wash for grays. So this is something to look at. A little bit of screen tone work here, and typical J.H. Williams III layouts, just like filling up the page, and the not so much panel work, just flow of story through composition. Yeah, instead of panels here, he's got cards. Very creative word balloons. It's beautiful. Andy Kubert, also a good one. I love that the way that they scan, they don't boost up the blacks so much that you can't see the gradients of the blacks. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's not a perfect black. You can see the what looks like felt pen, or at least like ink brush here, isn't completely filled in. Some places the ink went on thinner, and it really gives it like a cool texture. Story by Paul Dini. Emma Rios, which I didn't know much about, but you can really tell these artists are just having a good time. And being an artist who works primarily in black and white with like just color spotting here and there, this is important for me to look at and be inspired by. Here it's like basically three-tone, black, white, and this a single gray. There's no gradient really. And again, this looks like some sort of spray technique. It could be a digital brush, right? Like Crocs, the highlights on Crocs scales, just beautiful. This would be like a good panel to just copy to learn some stuff. Absolutely brilliant. You got to get yourself this book. And then you got pinups here, beautiful compositions, really great ideas for how to design a cover, like a pinup style cover. This is a Stefan Sajic. This is a pinup style cover that tells a story. This is a good combo here. But I mean, this is just like American comics equivalent of Byzantine icon art. Just boom. There's like Batman. It just tells you here's the what the character represents, right? A severe, rugged character. This one was I mean, I like the 9-panel grid thing. I found this one confusing, the story. It's written by Tom King, and it just really wasn't clear at all. But I really enjoyed looking at the artwork. I think there's a lot of digital going on. Really enjoyed this. I love how Catwoman's nose looks here. Everything, this is a great style. It's a beautiful costume for Catwoman. Simple, just boom, black, pow. And then here you can do highlights to I love how they do the highlights, and you can see the folds of the cloth. Little cat here. Very clever. Yeah, it's black and white. This, if I remember correctly, is part of the story where Catwoman changes costume to blend into the snow, which is cool. And it's like a reversal of imagery where I don't know, maybe white hat, black hat kind of thing. I wanted to get to this Kelley Jones part. Anyway, again, as you can see, I highly recommend this. This was a cool noir thing. I love the use of like highly visible screen tone here. Who drew this one? David Aja. Yeah, I like that. Here they added some yellow. A little bit of an unusual decision. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let me see. I just want. Oh yeah, this is the Kelley Jones piece. This is very wild. Kelley Jones, a master of black and white control, even in all his colored work. If you look at some of the Batman stories he's done, and just masterful and just very good horror writer. And he's known for like very exaggerated bat ears on the cowl, and so he's written a story here involving the demon and Zatanna, it looks like. Again, you don't even have to read these, you can just look at them. But this has a very handmade feel, which is, it really comes across really well. Look at the cape here, and the highlight on the cape. This is just wild. And despite this looking quite busy, it's followable once this is the kind of thing you got to take your time with. You can't just be, you don't read this like a comic, like a regular comic. It's not like, okay, what happened. This is, you got to savor this you got to be sipping this, right? Take your time with the panel. Just enjoy yourself. Absolutely masterful. Here's a Nick Dragotta mech story. Beautiful pinups. This is something I think our culture should start incorporating more. Like, watch less TV and have a night or two every week. Just look at an art book, right? Whatever, like an Albert Dürer book. This thing, right? And each time you look at it, every few months, you're gonna get something different. This is Kubert. Oh, it says Nick Bradshaw. Okay, the way he draws the lips here, it reminded me of was it Adam Kubert or Andy Kubert? I can forget which, the younger one. Poison Ivy story. Daniel Warren Johnson. This was a really cool story. Was a standout. Daniel Warren Johnson. I love his loose and energetic line. It's like very aggressive dynamics. Yeah, I love his use of sound effects. One of the better stories in there. So, Batman Black and White, super worth it. It is a pricier book, but do get it. John Romita Jr. here. Just beautiful, blocky characters. Unmistakably his own style. Good command of storytelling. To me, the people working on this were just having fun, right? And then at the end, you get beautiful pinups. I don't think this would have been something that would have been cool to pick up when it was coming out monthly. This is cool to have in a hardcover. Looks great on the shelf, and it's tough. This is a thing that's meant to be looked at and over and over and over again. Jason Fabok. This is absolutely cool cover here. Batman kneeling, like a very typical superhero pose, but a lot of rain and the reflection in the window, just so cool, so awesome. So anyway, it's not really a review or anything. Obviously, a recommendation to purchase it. You can get comic books aren't just aren't just like fast food consumables. They can be repeated enjoyment art. This is definitely one of them. And I can just go on all day just telling you, get this. It's awesome. It's amazing. You want this for your collection. It's just a variation of style, and it's also a good way to learn like comic art appreciation and learn what you like. Because there's so much. There's mastery in each of these styles, so it's like the peak of every comic art style here. So you can really kind of get an idea of what is the range of your preferences for comic art, which can help you decide what you're going to buy and what you're not going to buy. Batman Black and White. Let me know if you got this, if you get it. Let's talk about it. Like and subscribe. Please check out the links below. Subscribe to my newsletter for more videos, more articles, and please consider looking at the comics I have for sale. I'm very excited to be embarking on this journey with you. I'm working, so issue 1 and 2 are available as a bundle. They're very affordably priced, and I'm working on number 3 right now. This is page 2 of issue 3, and I've just started working on it, and so I'm hoping to have that done in a few months. All right. Take care. See you next time. God bless.